What is going on, everybody? This is Erik, the one and only barrier collector, and today I am doing my part 2 of my Gobots collection. And what do I have here on this special box? In this special box, yes, I actually have a couple of Gobots. I got 7 Guardians and 7 Renegades. Gobots that occasionally came out in the cartoon series off and on that were pretty they showed up pretty often, more often than not. So they're the ones that would come out occasionally on the show every other episode. But without any further ado, let me go ahead and reveal those guys. Okie dokie. Let's take them out. Ooh. Let's see, one, and I'll show you guys one by one once I set them up. I have the Renegades I'm pulling out first. Right here. Let me see. These are so flimsy. There is this one, but this one, let me transform him. I want to show their vehicle modes first before I show how they look like as robots. Of course, the transformation is rather simplistic. But anyways, I'll try to pair, because one thing about the Gobots is that I kind of feel that for every Renegade there is a Guardian that kind of matches very similar to that particular robot. So for example, like leader 1 and Sidekill, they're matched. Then in the last video, I explained how Turbo and Crasher used to be kind of like the counterparts, you know, and so forth. So I will go ahead and do one by one. First one that I will show you guys, and I'll give you a couple of background stories, because couple of these Gobots that I have, they have some of them have a pretty interesting story. Just a few, not that many. But yeah, but the first one that I would like to do, let's do Fitor or Fightor. This is actually, he was a very common Renegade that used to come out in the series, kind of like one of the advisors for Sidekill. And would kind of instruct. This is what would be the shockwave to the Transformers. This is kind of like, I will see him in that role, very similar to that. Transformation is very simple. There it is, and that is Fitor, Fightor. I can't pronounce his name. I think it's Fightor. Or Fitor. But yeah, this was one of my favorites when I was growing up as a kid. I really like this one. Believe it or not, I believe that this particular one, back in the days in those quarter machines where you used to get like surprises from the machine, there were several Gobots that were given out. If you put in, like, it was like a 50-cent machine, or I think it was a quarter machine. When I was a kid, when I was young, we used to have penny machines. That's how old I am. But I believe this one was a 25-cent machine, and I believe that he was inside one of the surprises. So yeah, so I will put Fitor or Fightor right there. Let me zoom in a little bit, so that way, you know, we'll have that. What would be his counterpart? I would say would be this Gobot, this Guardian, Pathfinder. And this is a she. She was an occasional Gobot that appeared in the series, and I would feel like she would be kind of like similar to the counterpart of Fightor or Fitor. And please, you guys, if you have any ideas or any comments or any opinions that you guys may have, any corrections, please do it in the comments below. This show, I haven't watched it in such a long time, but I know that I remembered a lot of stuff here and there. But I wouldn't mind if you guys correct me if I'm wrong on certain things. It would be great to compare each other's you know, notes and whatnot. So she was a flying saucer. Yeah, and that's the thing, that some of these have genders. So I I think that the Guardians have more females than the Renegades, and that's her transformation. Pretty cool. This is a common Gobot. You can find out in the wild. It's not that expensive. Phytor or Fetor is kind of similar too. And I'll put him here because sometimes they're really hard to stand. Let me see. Yes, I'll put him there. And the next one that I have would be Goodnight. He is a guardian, and of course I'm missing his wheel. This one was very played with when I was a kid. He was a guardian, you know. He would come out on occasion in the show. And transformation is very simple. And I used to like this one. I love the style of car that he was. Man, he's pretty stiff. I hope I'm not breaking him. But yeah. That's Goodnight right here. His counterpart to Goodnight, of course, was a very common renegade that used to come out a lot, and that is Tux. He is so played with. You could tell I had him since I was a kid. I bought him brand new as a kid. So over the year, this is all cast iron. So eventually the paint will chip. Fortunately, I have the wheels, but I don't have the rubbers. Common thing in the Gobots too, but he is a counterpart of Goodnight, Renegade. Let me see if I could transform this guy. And this guy I have his issue is that he's very hard to stand. Even when I had him, I remember when I was a kid, that was one of the issues with this Gobot. It was that he's really hard to stand. One of the cool things about him is that he has a top hat, if you guys can see it. Hold on, there we go. Look at him. Pretty awesome. Yeah, so he's the counterpart of Goodnight. So yeah. The next one I have is Guardian. He was pretty common. I don't know how common he was. I used to see him once in a while in the cartoons, and that is Blaster. Unfortunately, I'm missing a couple of things. His feet are actually like the cockpit of the tank. And he had 2 missiles in each hand. Like him, transformation was simple. Here's his head. And there he is. He's like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah. One of the interesting things about this particular Gobot is that his original... This isn't the original color scheme that they introduced as a toy. He was green. He's green. He's like a army color green and all that. But this is kind of like the other color variant, which was very typical and common when I was a kid. He's not a knockoff. I don't think he's a knockoff. Let me see. A lot of these Gobots were made in Macau. Bandai. No. So he's not. He's a Poppy, actually. The original Gobots before there were Gobots. So yeah, Blaster, he would come out every once in a while. He had like rockets on the side right here that you could remove. And that was an issue with these. Early Gobots had little weapons and things like that. Which were cool, but it got kind of annoying. His counterpart is the Renegade Tank. Here he is. Very, very simple transformation. So this one had 2 weapons. I have only the top part of the turret, but there were some weapons that went attached here. And he would use them as a weapon, if you can see the ports. So tank, very simple transformation. You just flip them over. Really lame, but it was actually one of those fun toys that I liked. And he's like, pew, pew, there you go. That was his... I would say his counterpart right there. Then we go to then we go to this Guardian. I'm gonna do this Guardian next. This particular Guardian was one of my favorites growing up as a kid. She was a character that would appear often in the series. Her transformation's pretty cool. Which is a truck, a 4x4 truck. And this is Lightfoot. Now, how I acquired this toy is that I bought this one For you guys that are from locally from where I'm from in Oakland and in the East Bay and the Bay Area, many years ago, there used to be where Marina Village is now located and where they're building new housing and everything. That used to be the Alameda drive-through theater, but it also used to be the Alameda Flea Market. And this is one of the only toys, probably the only toy that has survived that I bought in the Alameda Flea Market. I bought this when I was very young, very young. And of course, her condition was good. I had the tires and everything, but you know, like all of the toys like these, they were loved and they were played with. But yeah, and this one's special to me. Like Scooter was special to me as a toy. This one was very special to me as well. Because of that, because the Alameda Flea Market, I vaguely remember that a lot of the toys there, I never really used to buy anything at that particular flea market because everything was super expensive. And my dad and everybody used to go there, like family. I used to see family members go there all the time too. But I never really bought anything that was of significance other than this. And one of the things about Lightfoot, if you see right there and then you see right here in her feet, she used to come with like the grill and like the headlights, the back, the headlights that a lot of trucks have. But unfortunately, I never bought it like that. Never really had those pieces. But yeah, let me see how I can put her there. Sorry guys, there we go. Counterpart for Lightfoot. Oh man, I can't really think. Well, I'll go ahead and put this one because he was more common. And this was also another favorite of mine. And this one is Screwhead. He's a renegade. Another simple transformation. Gosh, they were very simplistic, but they were fun figures for me. Screwhead. And this one also, just like Fighter or Feator or whatever, I used to see him in the coin operated machines, the surprise machines, because they were kind of small. So yeah, but I would say he would be the counterpart to her. He would come out a lot often in the cartoons. Usually Feator or Fightor and Screwhead would come together. I would see them often in like episodes together, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, but I'll do another Guardian. Since I did a Renegade, now I'll do a Guardian. And this one was one that was a favorite when I was a kid, and that is Sparky. I think she's a she. This one's hilarious because I've had this one since I was a kid. This one in particular, my sister found it on her way back home from school. My sister found that Gobot. So let me see if I could transform it. Sorry, I have to step away from the camera for a second. I hope I won't break this thing. Yeah, this one's a little different. Ooh. There it is. Wow. This is kind of stiff. Do the legs go like that? Is that the legs? Sheesh. Let me see. Wow, this is really... Man, I hope I don't break it. Is that it? Nah. There has to be more. Really? Is that it? No, I don't... Maybe that's a transfer... No, I don't think that's her transformation. Anyways, I don't want to mess with it because these are very... Oh, I see. It's like a backpack back here. Hope I don't break it, but... Anyways, I'll leave her like that. I know the transformation. I don't want to mess with it because these things are very fragile. I don't want to mess with it. But anyways, yeah, that was one of my favorites. I want to say it's a she. She would come out often in the show with Lightfoot or Pathfinder. So they were kind of like the female, kind of like the female cast of the Guardians. That was her. But yeah, and then to offset that one, I really don't have anything that can offset it, but I do have a very interesting one that I really like, as simple as it may be, and that is Loco. Yes, he's a train. This one for sure, I remember seeing it when I was a kid in the machines. And I would always bug my dad for quarters to get this one, and I never really got it. I bought this one recently. I know I had it when I was a kid, but I bought this one recently. Well, not recently, but a while back. You know, not long ago. But yeah, transformation is super simple. Really like this one. This one was a common one too. He was a common renegade that would come out in the series. Really, really like this guy. He's actually one of the original Poppy robots that they introduced. I think alongside Blaster. I think Fightor was one too. Those were original. Now to offset for a Guardian, this one I would see once in a while. He would come out with another Gobot called Rescue, which is an ambulance. This is a police car called Hanz Cuff. Very simple. I really like this one too. Probably like the Gobot version of Prowl in the Transformers. But yeah, very simple, common transformation. He will come out once in a while to help the Gobots when I believe whenever they were in a bind. You know, combination of Prowl and Ratchet from the Transformers. And Ironhide, which would be Rescue in them. But yeah, I'll put him like that. A Renegade that was pretty common on the show was this one. I forgot his name, so let me look him up. He is actually yes, he was a common one. Came out once in a while, and that is Water Walk. This is how would be more like the show accurate color, just like Blaster was. I believe he was more show accurate, but when they came out as toys in the, you know, when you buy them as a toy, this one had like an orange with light green color. It's a pretty cool one. I thought I actually owned that variant of this one, but I don't. I went crazy when I was looking for these, and I didn't see it. So transformation is easy. Just go like that and like that. This one I liked a lot when I was a kid. I had it when I was a kid. I like this one a lot. I will see this one a lot in the flea markets. As like a knockoff. Well, I don't want to call them knockoff. None of the Gobots were really knockoffs. What they were like just the Japan version or the different variants. So I wouldn't say that they were knockoffs. But anyways, next for a Guardian, the last Guardian that I have is Night Ranger, which is this police motorcycle. Oh, this guy I used to like a lot, but this guy was so fragile. I used to have many of these guys, but he used to break a lot. One of the stories that I have is that I originally owned this one. This is the other guy. I owned this one is the one that you would buy at the store. This is the color variant that would you would see at the flea markets and whatnot. I would own more likely this color, but this is the show. I believe this is the show accurate color of this Gobot in the show. So we would, you know, in the store you would buy this one and see it says Night Ranger on it. And then this is like the considered to be like the variant. Let me see if I could transform him. Give me 1 second, because this one I've never really attempted to. And this one is like so fragile. One of those Gobots that I kind of get a little intimidated in transforming, because if we break them, that's the end of that. But yeah, actually wow, it's not that hard. Yeah, you guys are gonna see, you guys are gonna laugh at me, but this is it. This is Night Ranger. And yeah, he looks weird. He's like, ah. Yeah. That's how he looked. So yeah, that's him. And then finally, one that was often portrayed, that would not portrayed, sorry, one that would often come out in the show as well would be this alien creature named Vamp. Now there is a super Gobot available of this guy. This is the issue of this figure, is that it's flimsy as hell. See, I pretty much just transformed them. Yeah, I think that's it. Wow. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so just that and then that. There he is. He's a creepy looking dude, but a very fun one that I liked. I used to own the eyes are cool. I used to own the Super Gobot variant of this one, but see, can't even stand no more. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nah, I'll just leave them there. Let me move my camera back a little. Oh, let me see. I'll zoom down and zoom in. And this is the cast of the Gobots Part 2 video. Yes, we got Pathfinder, we got Lightfoot, we got Goodnight, we got Night Ranger, we got Screwhead, we got Tux, we got Blaster, we got Sparky, we got Loco, we got Tank, we got Hanz Cuff, we got Waterwalk, and we got Vamp. Did I forget anybody? Oh, and Fightor. He's back here. Or Feator, whatever. That is pretty much it. Now, like in the last episode that I made of the Gobots, I am going to show you what I have for Super Gobots. And I brought one Guardian and one Renegade Super Gobot. I want to show you guys the first one, which is Zeeman. He used to come out whenever they used to show parts of Gobotron. Zeeman was kind of like the main advisor for Leader One. In the first episode, he came out, and this is cool. It's just missing the back piece, the hatchback of it. And this was a typical issue with these. They would break, but the transformation would not affect it. And let me see. This transformation is not bad for this one. Oh, the legs. There it is. The legs, his thighs, they don't stay put. That and this. Yeah, there he is. Very cool. The other thing that a lot of these Guardian Gobots, let me zoom out for just a second. A lot of these Guardian Gobots used to come out with a weapon that went on the head. It was when you would transform them as a car, they would have that weapon attached here where you would store it, and then when you transform them into a robot, they can use it as a weapon there. So that is Zeeman, Mr. Advisor, and one of my all-time favorite Renegade Super Gobots. This one, when I was a kid, I used to love this one. He looked badass, very badass. He was also a recurring Gobot Renegade that used to appear a lot. Well, I don't know if it's a lot, but he would appear often. And that is Psycho. Oh, this guy is tight. I love this one. And this one I used to own when I was a kid. For many years I didn't have it. Bought it not long ago when I was building the collection a while back. Transformation for this one's a little different. I'm going to step out to the side because yeah, okay, here you go. So you pull the leg out. That's what I needed to get started. It's hard to do this when I'm in front of the camera because it's kind of like I can't see the whole thing. So, yeah. But I'm trying, guys. How does this one go? Okay, there it is. Let me see. Okay, okay, there it is. Yeah, boy. And there it is. Oh, this one looks cool. Love this one. I don't think this one came with a weapon like the other ones. The head is definitely different than this one. Other variants, there's other ones that have this very similar size head. This one has a different, and I believe that Psycho would come out looking like this. He would come out looking like he does. So he is more accurate in looks. One of the things is that I wish that they would have made a small version of this guy. He would have looked really cool. But anyway, this is the gang from video number 2. Let me zoom out a little bit. And I got one more thing that I'm going to show you guys. This one in particular, I bought it, I want to say last month or the month before. For this one, I'm going to actually move them all away for a second. Well, no, I'll keep them. I'll keep them here. I'll try to be careful. But yeah, and it's the headquarters. It's a headquarters called the Andro Base. Now, this particular, I showed this before, and I think I showed it already in a video. Let me see how I can do it. I could do it like that. Put it right here. This is the Andro Base. This particular base was very rare. It's considered to be a very rare Gobot memorabilia. It's got like that. It's a ship. From what I've seen, the prices go for this thing go very expensive. I did get mine for rather cheap. I didn't spend a lot of money on it, and it's has most of the pieces except 2 platforms. Other than that, it is complete. And I have transformed it before. I've showed it when I did my pickup video about a month or 2 ago. Whoop, there goes Psycho. Yeah, but let me transform him. I'll do it really quick. He reminds me a lot of the Renegade Base. Let me see. There it is. And he has like a platform. I could take it out. Yeah, it's kind of has this little platform where you can store Gobots. If you put them there, you can store them, and there's more room underneath. So that's pretty much the platform, and then his hands. There it is. Let me see if I can show you guys. There he is, Andro Base. Whether or not, I mean, to be honest with you guys, I do not know if he is a Guardian or if he's a Renegade. I don't know if this belonged to the Guardians or not, but yeah. I'm very happy to have this. This is something that I'm very interested in collecting. So yes, definitely. So going back to this, let me go back, guys. Sorry about that. I'll put this guy somewhere here, far in the back. That way he can be seen. Can he be seen? He's too big. Anyways, there it is. That is pretty much the collection of the Gobots that I have for part 2. Next video, I'm going to bring more to show, and I'm going to continue with this until I pretty much show you guys all my collection. I may stop showing you little Gobots for a moment and just show you other accessories or other things that I have. But all in all, this is it for right now. Man, I'm noticing that I've gone out on the video for a long time, so apologize for the length of the video, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It's been really fun talking about these toys. These toys are, like I mentioned in my part 1, they're like my something that just, you know, like a keepsake from when I was a kid. But anyways, I'll have part 1 in the description below so you guys can see the first video if you miss it. And of course, as the videos go along, I'll put in the next set of videos so you guys can link the series. Anyways, this has been Erik the Bear Collector. I hope you guys take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.